Okay, so now we have the header here. This is something you can change later on if you want. You have the option of changing things by clicking edit. So let's edit the first, I'm sorry, the header. So this is what this is, where it says my first blog. That's the header. You can edit it. So for example, if you have your own image you want to use, you can do that. You can set it up, and you can set up where it's placed. It tells you here how wide it needs to be. I don't really like using images in the beginning. I mean, this tutorial is for beginners, so I wouldn't recommend messing around too much with adding your own images and your own codes and things like that until you get more familiarized with the Blogger platform. That's not to say you can't add your own images to like your posts and your content, and I'll show you what I mean by that. I mean more of like when it comes to personalizing your blog. So let's just keep it simple. Let's keep what we have so far. Okay. Let me just go back. There was something. Okay, that's what I wanted to talk about. So your blog, this is the title of the blog. You can choose to have a description. If you do it from here, then what's going to happen is it's just going to show up. So let's just type in the word description so you can see it. So save, changes saved, go back to our tab and refresh the page. As you can see here, the description shows up in your header. This is something that you can, because we did not have it before, we cannot edit it in our template designer, but later on you can choose to edit it if you want to change the font, for example. In this case, so let me just do a little side note. Blogger is limited as far as changing. If you want to get really fancy with it, then Blogger is not for you, because Blogger, it's good for, I would say, beginning bloggers. It's good for like if you want to keep it simple. You can edit it and you can make it look professional for sure. It just takes a little bit more patience as far as coding, things like that. But it is very limited as far as how far you can take it. So there are certain things that you just can't do on Blogger unless you want to get involved with HTML codes, which again I would not recommend if you're a beginner. So if you're looking for something really fancy in the beginning, then I just suggest try to take it. I mean, not to say that you can't make it look professional or nice, but just take your time with building your blog, building your content. I mean, the most important part of a blog is content, and you have nothing in the beginning, so work on your content, and then eventually you can branch out to making your blog look really nice. Because I highly recommend the description, because you want people to know what your blog is about. You want them to know right away. You don't have to put anything here, but it's nice, like if you this is my first blog right here. So like if you, again, going back to the recipe descriptions, maybe learn some healthy recipes for weight loss. Okay, maybe that's what I want to discuss. So I kind of want to tell people right away. Save it. It's applied. Let's refresh. And there you go. So instead of people like going to your website or your blog and just kind of like trying to figure out what's it about, you can tell them right away. You don't have to tell them right here. You can tell them in other ways, but a description, that's the purpose of it. Okay. And we can also talk about what other uses descriptions have for your blog when we talk about building traffic for your blog and monetizing your blog, promoting your blog. And those are things that I'm going to discuss in other tutorials. Okay. So let's go back to the layout section right here, layout. So add a gadget. So as you can see, the gadgets we have right now are About Me and Blog Archive. So that's what's showing up. About Me is gonna take your your readers to your Google Plus page. So if you want a Google Plus page, if you have it set up, that's what your About Me is going to be linked to, as well as your Google profile. If you don't have anything, that's okay. I mean, you could even take it off. If you don't want it, you could just edit and remove. Okay. You could even, I guess, remember I said that the gadgets, you can change the title of the gadget. So if I don't want a title, I can just save it without one, you know. And when I refresh it, it won't show up. I don't really like titles for my gadgets. Again, the gadgets are these features that are all over your blog that you can add. I do like it for certain things so people could understand what it is that they're looking at. So like the blog archive, I do keep the title for that gadget. A blog archive basically means it's going to show all of the previous posts you have. So let's go to my FabFit blog. And I have my archive right here. So it has all of the posts that I've ever done since I started my blog, and it has them all here. Oh, hold on a second, guys. I'm having a little bit of technical difficulties with my mouse. Don't know what's going on. Okay. So, blog archive, yeah. So that's what that is. If you don't want that, maybe because it's your first blog and you figure you don't have anything yet, we could remove it. Edit. So, the blog archive, again, you can edit it. Like if you want it to show the titles of your posts, you can edit as much as you want with it. Like if you want, you know, what kind of format do you want it in? See, it gives you the options for years. Do you want it abbreviated or not? Do you want the months abbreviated or numbers? Do you want to have your blog archive updated daily, weekly, monthly? You know, how do you want them to see your archive? I mean, I think the more posts you do, maybe you want to consider weekly or daily, you know, but you can start with monthly. That's how I have it. You can show the titles or not. I like to show titles because that's what draws people to read your posts. And then you can actually change how you want the archive to look. A little drop down menu. I prefer the hierarchy because it just has it all laid out so people can choose if they want to go to it or not. So you can keep the option. If you remove it now, you can always add it later. That's no problem. But for this example, let's remove it since we have no other posts. So we're going to remove it. Okay, deleting. So you see it no longer shows up in your layout, but you can add it later. Let's go back and refresh. So let's look at the different types of gadgets we have. So again, because for whatever reason, Google does not really update the Blogger platform and the options. I'm not sure why, since Blogger's been around forever. But yeah, they have pretty outdated options. Sometimes they add new things, but I don't know. It's just pretty limited. But you know, we're starting out, so that's fine. So these are some of the options. So you have basic options. These are the main options that Google provides you with. More gadgets are options that are added by outside sources. So these are people that have created these gadgets. Sometimes they work, sometimes they don't. You can tell who created them. So if it's a blogger created icon, then it will work on the website. If it's not, then it's 50-50. Add your own. I have never even done this, so I don't know. I mean, there's websites that provide you with gadgets that they've created, and you can just add them or copy them with a HTML code. If you ever wanted to add an HTML code, which is actually one of my preferred options. So HTML is just complicated. It's just a complicated way of saying, you know, adding code to your website. So you can just click on to add the HTML wherever you want to add it and just copy and paste the code. But because this is a beginner tutorial, I don't want to overwhelm you with all these technical details. So let's just add whatever's available right now. Because again, remember, you still have content to create, and that takes time and patience and energy. So once you have enough content, once you've been blogging, I would say for like 2 months, maybe blogging at a frequency of 2 posts per week, building up your content, then you can go ahead and add more gadgets as you see fit. So one of the main gadgets that you want to add is the follow. Later on, you can choose to, once you're a little bit more advanced with blogging, you can look for different gadgets and elements and HTML codes to add to your blog, features so people can subscribe. Because at the end of the day, even if you're just blogging for fun, you still want to have people be able to reach you somehow, because they might want to come back and read more of your posts, and that's what you want in the end. You want to have people to follow you, just because it feels nice when people are actually reading your content. So follow by email, you can add that gadget. So it'll take a little bit of, okay, there we go. Again, you can change the title of your gadget. So this gadget is follow by email. So instead of follow by email, I'm gonna type in subscribe. Okay. And we're gonna this is the website of the feed, or the option that people will have to join your blog, and they'll be taken to a website where they'll be asked to confirm whether or not they want to subscribe, and once they confirm, they'll just receive an email confirmation that they've been subscribed to your email list. So every time you create a new post, they'll receive the email within the day, letting them know, oh, hey, there's a new post. This is what it's called. So anyway, for the title of this gadget, we're going to click subscribe. We're going to type in subscribe and save. And then you see the option right here. So now we're going to see what it looks like. It's already been saved to your blog. So we're going to refresh, and here we go. Subscribe. I would rather have the profile first. So we're going to click, you're going to click on it, and you're going to just move it wherever you want. So I'd rather have it be ahead of the subscribe. So these are the only 2 gadgets you have right now. So we're going to save it, save arrangement. That means you're going to save whatever update you made to the layout. Changes have been made. Okay. Go back, refresh, and there we go.